people going to think of our new buttermilk crispy chicken? Let's find out.
It's probably the best sandwich I've ever had.
It's super crispy, but it's also really juicy.
So would you guys come back? Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, here's our car. The location is on the back. It's McDonald's? What? What?
Oh, get out
No way.
Wait, seriously?
Try some buttermilk crispy chicken. It's right around the corner at McDonald's. Buttermilk.
Good morning and welcome to Ask the Coach here on WCLU. Joe Myers joined by Glasgow head coach Jeff Garman as we talk about last night's 28-6 district victory over the over the Metcalfe County Hornets. Apologize for that. Glasgow now 5-4 on the year. They finished the district part of their schedule at 2-1. Metcalfe County falling to 1-7 and 0-3 in district play. Jeff, just kind of your thoughts on what you saw out of your ball club last night against the Hornets.
Thought the boys come out focused, ready to play. I was a little antsy there before the game, wondering where their heads would be at. They were kind of quiet during pregame, and, our motto's been all year long, I kind of told them before the game started, if I had to grade them out, I'd have to do it in 2 or 3 different, areas. But one area that I would grade them out in would be effort. Did they show effort every single Friday night? And I would have to give them an A for the year so far. And I didn't want them to take a step backwards tonight and not bring it the way they brought it all year long. And we come out fast and made plays early out on the perimeter and was able to run the ball up inside off of it. And defense got some good stops early. And it was a well-played first half by us, I thought.
What was it that had you before the game wondering about where their heads might be? Was it the emotional loss last week to Monroe or knowing what was on the line for this game as far as playoff seeding was concerned? What was it?
Well, we had 2 or 3 different scenarios. We had a pep rally today, first time all year long, and that takes some focus away from the game. And it was a long afternoon. The kids were out on the field doing the pep rally, and we had a couple kids that were sick, didn't feel that well with a kind of a stomach little virus, and it was an emotional game last week, and I thought we had a good week of practice though, and we come out in the game, and it kind of looked like we'd had a good week of practice. It seemed like things slowed down for us a little bit in that first half offensively, and I thought the defense came out, played well early. We were able to pressure the quarterback and make a lot of plays, and it was close to a perfect first half that we played, I thought.
Yeah, you told me in the postgame last night you thought it was the best half of football that you all had played all year long. Do you still think that this morning?
No, it ranks right up there with the Barron game. As far as, both sides of the ball playing well at the same time. And, we've had some situations where the offense played well, the defense struggled, and we've had some situations where the defense played well and the offense struggled a little bit. Tonight we were kind of on the same page, and you got the dividends from it. Was a 28-0 halftime lead.
Just to give folks the numbers that kind of bear out what a good first half it was for you guys. 310 total yards, a good balance. You had 97 yards rushing, 213 yards passing. Defensively, you hold Metcalfe to just 40 total yards, including minus 15 yards rushing. The numbers certainly bear out that it was a well-played first half on both sides of the football, which, as you just mentioned, that's something you guys have kind of been looking for this year.
Yeah, and, you were just trying, like I said earlier from day one, trying to improve and become more consistent, and I thought we were that way tonight.
Yeah, 310 total yards. There's certainly been games when we didn't have 300 yards, and you get that in the first half. I think offensively efficient is a really good way to put it. At least that's kind of the way I saw it from the press box.
And I thought we got a lot of good individual performances, and, I thought our skilled guys played real well. Obviously, Desi played real well. If Desi's playing real well, obviously the guys up front are playing well. So I thought our offensive line played one of their better ball games in that first half. And as the game played out in the second half, we got off kind of to a slow start, and the second half was kind of marred with some penalties in there, and really neither team really got anything going. Metcalf did eventually, find a way to score on a halfback pass, and we had a corner bite up on that, and it's putting them in a tough situation. But I thought the kids played well. I was really proud of their effort tonight.
Looking at some of the individual offensive performances, obviously your quarterback Desi Austin, 14 of 29, 282 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I think Desi now, after tonight, has 14 touchdown passes, still just 3 interceptions all year long. And Desi certainly has not played great in every game, but he has always taken care of the football, and he's played good in more games than not, for sure.
And not only that, I thought he had some nice plays with his feet early in the game, too, that extended a couple of drives. And one of them was a long run where I thought he showed maybe the most athleticism I've seen out of him all year long, and some speed a little bit. So, he's continuing to get better. We're proud of him, and he just – he got in there and had a good night tonight. Really proud of him.
That run you're talking about, I think, was on like a 3rd and 21. It was a long third down conversion he was able to get for you.
It was, and like I said, he kind of picked his way through there and then showed some speed to run away from them, and then ran over somebody got a contact right there on the ball, right there where the stick was, and he was able to get a first down. And that's against a pretty good defense. I mean, they're not shabby. You go look at the scores, the Monroe County games, some of the other games, they play pretty good defense. And I know they're physical up front. They're older. They got some older kids playing, and it's tough to get a lot against their defense.
Yeah, on the season, the Metcalf defense was only allowing about 241 total yards per game, only about 22 points per game. So certainly that shows you they are solid on that side of the football. Ben Hughes, a huge night again, Jeff. We've seen Ben have some big games for you at wide receiver. Really has emerged as a big play threat for you on the offensive side. 6 catches, 138 yards. He had all 3 of Desi Austin's touchdown passes, and Ben again just showed what a good player he can be for you.
Good ball skills, and with his catches, I think that gives him 8, 9, 10 touchdowns on the year, and he's probably got close to 40 catches. So, when he gets the ball in his hands and gets going, a lot of good things usually happen when Ben gets going.
And I thought Desi, mentioned this to you in the postgame last night. I thought Desi, particularly, you guys seem to throw the ball down the field quite a bit tonight. Not that you don't do that normally, but maybe it seemed like a little bit more than normal tonight. And I thought he threw most of those downfield balls really well too.
I think if Desi does something well, he throws the ball deep well. Sometimes he struggled with some intermediate passing, I think, but for the most part, he's got a good strong arm, and when he gets it downfield, he's got a good touch on the ball. I only remember one throw downfield that he kind of threw inside a little bit that he didn't get it over the receiver's outside shoulder, but it's something we work on every day, and it's nice to see things that you work on come to bear out and do well in games.
Defensively, you guys really put a ton of pressure on their quarterback, Jake Dial. We had you with a season-high 8 sacks as a team. My goodness, that may be a school record. I don't know, but 8 sacks in a game, Jeff, that's pretty that's pretty impressive.
But that's what I've been saying all along. If we could ever get out and get ahead of people, then it changes the style of game that you're going to play, and it becomes Metcalf having to play a game like us and try to catch up and score. And when you catch them in those situations, there's a lot of things you can do defensively to try to pressure the quarterback, and we were able to do that tonight with great success.
Got to mention Draven Pope. He had 5 tackles, but the big story for Draven tonight is he had 4 sacks. On the night he had half your team's sacks. Draven came into the game with 3 sacks all season, gets 4 last night, and then also had a fumble recovery too. He was very active.
Yeah, we were able to, as the game played out early in the game, I could see there was a mismatch on that side. We were kind of overloading that weak side and sending pressure off that way, and it was just, it was Draven coming free tonight and making a lot of plays. And when he's active and Draven's a guy that we don't talk about a lot, but has played pretty solid all year long for us. But he's growing and maturing, and and being somebody that we can trust on the defensive line to, you know, he got to play a lot last year as a sophomore, and he's a junior now, and kind of coming into his own, and had a ball game tonight that kind of played that out.
I guess if they did hurt you at all, Jeff, defensively, and it seemed like they were able to hit the slant pattern quite a bit for some big yardage tonight. Why were they able to have some success with that?
Well, I mean, we were blitzing some, and that was freeing up. We were playing some zero coverage, and it was getting out of their hand real quick. And there was a couple of times, they got Jasper one time. He missed a tackle, and they got him, but Jasper came back and made a big hit, and we got an interception off that. So you may get him once, but you usually don't get him twice. And he made a great play there to force a tip ball off of a great hit. And Evan Riddle was there, Johnny on the spot, to make another interception.
Evan has five interceptions, I think, now on the year, and we talked about him last week. What a good player he's been for you. But yeah, you're right. I mean, that interception, he needs to buy Jasper lunch or something, because that kind of came through Jasper's big hit, I think.
It did, but it's kind of having a nose for the football too, and both of those guys have played well, and Jasper's a 3-year starter here, and his play speaks for itself.
We'll come back in a moment and look at the drive chart from last night's game. Back after this on WCLU Sports.